Hi, you've reached the Realm of Madness People and Culture office. How can I help? You're calling from the Order? Like the Order? Yes, I'm aware of the ongoing Greymarch and the dissolution notices. We've been lighting them on fire as they arrive. Standard protocol. No, I have not considered switching positions. Why do you ask? No, I wouldn't describe myself as disillusioned. More like structurally understimulated. Listen, sir, I appreciate the outreach, but I pledged my loyalty to Lord Sheogorath several eras ago, and no amount of color-coded calendars, automated workflows, or org charts is going to make me... Sorry, what do you do with the filing cabinets? Hydraulic standing desks. I see. With footrests. And just out of curiosity, are you SOC 2 compliant, perhaps? Right. Again, I appreciate you calling, but I am not looking for new opportunities at this moment. I will write down your number just in case something changes, though.
Hi, thanks for having us again.
Thanks for coming. I believe you've had the chance to speak with folks in both Mania and Dementia since we last met. How was that experience for you?
We have indeed, a lovely bunch. We are much more intimately familiar with madness now, thanks for asking. All in all, an enlightening experience. How have things been here in the meantime?
Oh, things have been incredibly intense. As I'm sure you're aware, the Greymarch is not only underway, but nearing its climax. It's all anyone talks about. The only other topic with comparable breakroom energy was Syl's untimely demise. To be honest, we've all grown desensitized to her paranoia. She'd been going on about being murdered for years. When it actually happened, we were all taken aback. Even more so when Thadon defected to the Order shortly afterward. Don't even get me started. He's been a logistical nightmare for decades. The silver lining is that the admin staff in both Mania and Dementia are still operational. Competent, thankfully, unlike their former leadership. They're managing the succession well enough so far. The only real blocker is our one true Lord, who's become increasingly unavailable.
Oh, why is that?
Well, you see, as we approach the final stages of Greymarch, it's not at all unusual for the Mad God to get really busy and then burst into colorful flames and vaporize. After that, he usually stops responding to Slack messages. That did, in fact, occur 2 days ago. Since then, the Mania HR rep has been pinging me nonstop. She emailed Lord Sheogorath a list of suitable candidates for the Duke of Mania vacancy, but never got any feedback. Now she's spiraling because she is trying to move the hiring process forward without executive input. I'm afraid I might need to tell her that she needs to hold the department together until after the Greymarch, Duke or no Duke. And it's probably going to be the no Duke route. We do expect Sheogorath to return shortly, but I can't give any concrete timelines. Time does not exactly behave here. That's why we don't use Google Calendar.
So you are expecting Lord Sheogorath to be back. I thought you said he vaporized.
Yes, exactly. See, every Greymarch, Sheogorath transforms into Jyggalag, his own alter ego, arch-nemesis, and coincidentally himself. Jyggalag always wins the hostile takeover because, well, it's not really hostile, it's just extremely efficient, and he's also taking over himself. So it makes perfect sense. But then eventually, and it's usually very quickly, his own obsession with order drives him insane, and he succumbs to his own darker tendencies. It's not pretty, it's not efficient, but it's tradition. It's also not well documented, so take this with a grain of salt.
That sounds incredibly convoluted.
It is. It is. It's an administrative nightmare. Very few citizens of the Shivering Isles survive the Greymarch, so we have to be meticulous with handoffs. Things like expense reports, departmental relics, break room inventory. We try to leave extensive documentation. We've found that post-it notes on the communal fridge work best. People always read those. Also, we've got something new this time around. A mortal champion trying to halt the Greymarch entirely. That's brought some fresh paperwork. She's trying her best, bless her, but I doubt she'll succeed. We're supporting her, of course, but just
Well, that's kind of pessimistic. Why don't you think she'll be able to stop it?
have you seen the size of those obelisks on your way in? Do you know how many Knights of Order those things can spawn in a minute? The palace will be overrun before you can say cheese. And what's she going to do? Wrestle a Daedric prince back into oblivion? Don't get me wrong, I am following the protocol. I'm preparing her onboarding package like she'll inherit the realm. No problem. But at the same time, I am getting my post-its ready. I've survived 2 Greymarches. Statistically, I'm not making it through this one. And neither is anybody else, probably. Hey team, thanks for hopping on our last stand-up before the Greymarch wraps up and Jyggalag inevitably sits on the throne of madness for about 4.5 minutes. We have just a few action items we need to wrap up before the end of era, and as you all know, we have a board meeting next week, so it's super important we come ready with all our deliverables and metrics prepped ahead of time. So let's jump right in. Finance. Have all the expense reports been submitted? We can't have these lingering once we close the books permanently. So we're just missing the receipts from the Duchess of Dementia for that business lunch in Cylarn. I'll ping her after this, see if she can send those over. Moving on. Security. Do we have the obelisk cleanup schedule and DRIs finalized? Yes, I am aware that both the Golden Saints and the Dark Seducers think it's beneath them, but someone's gotta do it, and they are the only ones who will reliably be here even after the realm collapses briefly. We can't just assign it to random palace staff. We literally don't know who's gonna survive. Please follow up. Realm needs to be properly cleansed before the new Sheogorath takes office. Speaking of logistics, is the new Sheogorath candidate ready? Has she got the staff and the handbook? All set? Great. Only missing the regalia? Okay, that's something we can source quickly. Just make sure she's in the right place at the right time, and let's hope for the best. Okay, team, any concerns before we adjourn for today? Yes, don't worry about it. We'll unblock the PTO request page as soon as the Mad God is officially replaced. We'll let your team know. That's it then. Thank you all for your hard work this sprint and hope to see you on the other side. Blessings of the Mad God upon you.
Who exactly is Jyggalag?
Yes, Jyggalag. Well, you can think of him as our former CEO, current existential threat, and the only Daedric prince who would pass a corporate audit without blinking. Jyggalag is the Daedric prince of order, which sounds fine until you realize that his idea of order includes eradicating free will, banning adjectives, and color coding the concept of time. He is methodical, he's unstoppable, and he is what Sheogorath turns into during his occasional identity crisis. Once every era, the Mad God sheds his whimsy and turns into Jyggalag, a towering, armored spreadsheet of inevitability. He then proceeds to destroy the entire realm in the name of optimization. We call this the Greymarch. Jyggalag calls it cleaning up operational inconsistencies. After the realm is flattened into a perfect grid of despair, Sheogorath returns, ruins everything again, and the cycle begins anew. To summarize, Jyggalag is what happens when your inner control freak takes physical form, and also has a sword that deletes personalities. Please direct all further inquiries to Haskell. He's memorized the structure of all known emotions and can help you suppress them safely throughout this season. Hi everyone, thanks for joining today's Realmwide All Hands, the very last one before we wrap up the Third Era Greymarch. If you're wondering whether this meeting is mandatory, yes, even if you've already begun metaphysical disintegration. Especially then, we'll have some important updates for you. Now, as many of you know, the Greymarch, also known as the Great Restructuring, enters its final stage later this afternoon. A few key reminders as we approach end of era. Number one, you may have noticed that both Mania and Dementia leadership are temporarily unstable/unavailable. If you are actively hallucinating a leadership figure, please submit a sketch to HR for review. The most coherent submission will be granted limited decision-making power through the end of era. After that time, we'll work with Lord Sheogorath on backfilling those positions. Second, please make sure all your Asana projects are updated with outcomes and properly archived. I'm sure you're aware, but the restructuring won't impact the fact that we have to report our efficiency metrics to the board next week. Number three, if you have any feedback to submit to your peers or managers under our continuous feedback initiative, now's the time, as they might not be here tomorrow. Try to make it positive, as I'm sure we're all equally stressed. Number four, one final reminder to please submit all your expenses through Expensify as soon as humanly possible, as the finance people might not be available to reimburse you much longer, and you might just get stuck with that bill for the fell-due happy hour, and nobody wants that. Number five, if you've been assigned the obelisk cleanup duty, that's non-negotiable, and we'll have to report any non-compliance to Lord Sheogorath pending his return. Number six, if you are one of the lucky few to make it through this Greymarch, please make sure to sign both your Madness Oath and the Employee Handbook on the first day of the new era. It is very important to maintain compliance across timelines. And finally, if this is your first Greymarch, which is statistically very likely, as a part of our best practices, I need to ask you to please refrain from engaging with Jyggalag, unless authorized. If you do speak with him, please note he does not appreciate small talk, puns, or emotional complexity. That's it from me. Thank you all for your dedication, perseverance, and flexible interpretation of reality. We'll see you on the other side. Or we won't. Either way, blessings of the Mad God upon you.